to explore. So, again, welcome. Thank you so much for joining this yoga session. My intention today is just to offer a real basic overview of some yoga postures. So, this is not like a normal class would be, more just to orient you to some vocabulary that I might use in class, just get you used to some places to move your body in. And yeah, so maybe we'll get a little classy at the end, but we'll see how far we get. So just a short, brief practice. You don't need anything. If you happen to have a mat, great. If you just have a space that you're gonna block out for yourself, that's great too. You don't need much room, maybe about 6 feet, and then just kind of go with the flow. So, all right, why don't we get started and we'll just explore a little beginner's yoga session. So here we go. Thanks so much for being here. All right. Yeah. Okay. All right. So starting on or in your space, we're going to go ahead and just orient to some familiar yoga poses. So there are two main directions that our hips face in yoga: straight forward and then to the side. Done. You're a master. Okay, let's get going. All right. So go ahead and just find a place to stand. We're just going to get present, which is very common at the beginning of a yoga class. So you want to feel all of your foot at the floor. You want to begin to feel like the legs are drawing inward, like the outside edges of your body are starting to hug inward. And the idea behind this is just to become mindful, become present, trying to release the distractions around us so that we might learn or hone our ability to focus, maybe not on a task, maybe not on a problem, but focus on you. Okay. So go ahead and feel like the body is starting just to hug inward, and taking whatever that means for you to be meaningful to you. And we're going to try 5 breaths. You might place one hand on your belly, one hand on your chest. Take a breath in, press that belly out. Exhale, let the chest drop. Let the belly drop. Good. 4 more. Breathing at your own rate. Welcome that easy flow of in and out breath. 2 more just like that. If your breath is slower or faster than mine, that's totally okay. We're just trying to see what a big breath in is like, where you press that hand away as you inhale, where you lift the chest when you inhale and then drop the chest. Pull that belly in. All right, let's start with some hip side facing postures. So we're going to start with something we call Warrior Two or Virabhadrasana 2. So you're going to go ahead and take your left foot and point it forward towards the top of your mat. You're going to take that right foot in line with that left foot. So if I were to draw a line on my mat, my heel would bisect my arch. I'm going to pivot that heel back, but I'm going to try to keep those hips facing that long edge of the mat. I'm going to bend into that left knee. We're going to pull that low belly in, soften through the shoulders. And just for this practice, just for this beginner sensation, I want you to, again, focus on those legs. So feel like all the outside edges of your legs are coming in. If you want, you can add arms. They're parallel to the floor. The gaze might be down the middle of your left hand. And we're going to hold this just for one more breath. Good. Let's go ahead and release the hands down, and we're going to flip that short edge of your mat. Orient the hips. Now, if this is too tight, if this doesn't feel right, if you need your foot a heck of a lot balance, those are all completely okay. Those are all just variations that you are going to try so that you can comfortably just explore Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2 for you, okay? Looking for 3 breaths, pulling the legs in. Last breath here. And from here, we're going to head right into triangle pose, okay? So here's my invitation. We're going to take this right hand onto your right leg. You're going to pivot that right leg straight, and here's your triangle, all right? So see the length, that long line in my right side body, and then the extension of this left arm. Now, if that's too much for the left shoulder, you can bring it in. It can hang out anywhere. If you want that right arm to go lower, that's absolutely welcome as long as you keep that line flat for your right side. If it starts to curl, if you need to strain, if you notice your breath getting a little bit away from you, then go ahead and ease up a little bit. So hand at hip, hand at thigh, hand at calf. Draw those leg muscles in for one more breath. All right, this transition, let's make it important, okay? Let's make these transitions count. So as you inhale, you're going to lift with that left hand and pull the elbow down, pulling that torso up. Good. All right, right toes come in. Left toes head towards that short edge of your mat. Shift the hips towards the long edge of the mat, right? We're doing long edge poses here. I think we're going to start with a little bit of bend in that knee. We're going to bring that left hand onto the left thigh. Start tipping the body. You've got that nice long angle. And then we're going to straighten the leg. Now, sometimes we'll cue to pull the heart center back in line with the rest of the legs or in the hips. I'm not that worried about it today. I want you to think of that left side body reaching long. And finding a way to sense the body. All right, so that's what we're going to be practicing in yoga, is a way to pull the attention inward so that you can focus on you. There is a monkey mind in yoga. So 2 more breaths here. And then you're going to pull that right arm down as you lift the torso up, keeping the core engaged, nice and strong. Awesome. All right, go ahead. Both sets of toes are in. We're going to bring our hands onto our hips, roll those shoulders down and back. Take a big breath in. Exhale. I want you to forward fold just the slightest bit. If you can go farther, that's awesome. Stay with me here, just up a little high for a few breaths. As you're pulling those leg muscles in, as you're really orienting yourself to your body, we will walk, we will drive, we will do activity without having to think about it. And so yoga is our chance to rein that monkey mind in, which is not just a yoga thing, right? Our monkey mind likes to jump when we're doing most things, but it's our chance to pull inward. So maybe into this forward fold, your hands are comfortable finding the earth. Maybe they'd rather stay at your hips. If you feel more comfortable rounding your back, just for this forward fold, I'm going to have you keep a flat back, okay? So again, the hips are towards that long edge of the mat. We're going to take 2 more breaths. Body's drawing inward, mind is drawing inward, breath is trying to stay constant. All right, pull that belly into spine really strong and reach your right back up through standing. Beautiful. Let's heel toe those feet together. And we're going to stand in our mountain pose. So our feet are strong. Our arms are at our sides. And we are like a mountain, okay? We are as strong and steady and stable as a mountain. We know we can feel changes around us. Maybe there's distractions, maybe there's noises, but we're going to stay right here as still and as controlled and as steady as a mountain. And just for these next few breaths, I want you to not only feel your legs, but just notice where else you might feel the body. What else can you build strength around? And what else could you moderately, lightly release? All right, let's try some postures with our hips facing the top of the mat. Okay, so here we are heading into our Virabhadrasana or our warrior one. So we're going to take our beautiful right foot and we're going to take it back. We're going to bend into that left leg. Now in these Virabhadrasana, in these hips facing forward postures, I should say, we want our feet to each have their own lane. Like you're in the slow lane, you're in the fast lane, right? They're not on the same line. They're in their own space. All right. While you are sensing those legs coming inward, we're getting the sensation of that left hip pulling back and that right hip pulling forward. And then you decide what you feel most comfortable doing with your hands. Okay. Maybe the hands are at heart center as I'm demonstrating. Maybe the arms open up wide to the sides, and we call this a goal post or eagle arm prep. And as you hold this posture, I really want you to feel the strength in that left leg. And that stretch, that elongation in that right leg. All right, let's take one more breath. Good. From here, we're going to come into a high lunge. All right, so this can be something that you want to be really mindful about. So we do not cause any injury to our very delicate, very preciously cultivated knee joints. So what I did there was brought my hands to a place of balance. I pulled my right heel away from the mat and then turned on the ball of the foot so that my right heel is lifted. So this gives a crescent lunge. In this posture, your arms can be lifted if that feels good to you. You want to feel that strength that we just explored as well as the stretch. All right, hold for one more breath if you wouldn't mind. And then we're going to come down to the floor, okay? So those hands are going to come either to your left thigh, walking down that left leg, finding that inside edge of that left foot. If this feels too far away, go ahead and drop that left knee as you carefully bring the body down. What we want to be mindful of is this left knee. It's directly over the left ankle. And now we're in what we call a low lunge. So again, hands can be down. If you want the variation of hands at thigh, if you want the variation of those hands lifted. All right, let's try just a little bit of movement here. So we're going to sweep the hands forward and find the earth. Maybe bring those hands back towards your hips. And then we'll paint the floor with the backs of the hands and inhale, reach those arms up. Nice. Strengthen that left leg. And softening through that right hip flexor. All right, from here, we're going to come into another variation, getting a nice long stretch through that left hamstring. So what I'm doing here is attempting to keep my hip directly over that right knee. My hips are trying to face forward. They want to keep heading over to the corner, but I'm going to keep guiding them back. And I really want to elongate my back. I'm trying to pull my left toes in to get a nice, beautiful stretch in this left leg. If the knee hurts, I go ahead and bend it. Good. Let's go for two more breaths. Perfect. All right, we're going to try to flip to the opposite side, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and roll onto that left foot. I'm going to bring my right shin in and go ahead and pull that left foot in. I'm going to round the back here, coming into a cat. The body is curved. It's like one big C shape looking at the floor. And then we're going to go ahead and inhale, drop those palms, take those shoulders right over the wrists, inhale into your cow. Good. One more. Exhale. Press that floor away. Inhale into your cow. Good. Awesome. All right, let's keep twisting. So we're going to bring that left knee down. We're going to walk that right foot forward. And we're going to start in that crescent lunge. Yeah? All right. So go ahead and walk that right foot forward until the knee is directly over that ankle for you. Maybe the hands come to the inside edge. We're going to take a breath here. And then we're going to try to lift or try to reside in our crescent lunge. Now, the pressure on the left knee could be intense here, just as it could have been on the right. And so you might like to roll up your mat or bring a blanket to the floor. So those are all great options. Let's go ahead and find movement. So we're going to bring those hands down, maybe back towards your hip. Inhale, reach those arms back up. Take a nice big breath in. Exhale, hands come down in a place of support. We're going to flex those right toes back and try to build in your stretch through this hamstring. So we're trying to get the hip right above the knee on the left side. We're not trying to cause pain in the right knee. So there's a bend there if you need to. And you're trying to extend the back. So yay, my hands are on the floor, but I rounded my back. So come back, retreat to a place where you can stretch for one more breath. All right, we're coming up into the high lunge. This can be a little bit tricky. So go ahead and go slow. Find your support. Curl those toes on the left side if you can. And inhale, keep that right knee bent as you reach the arms up. All right, if you're here, stay there. If that looks too unpredictable, go ahead and take a breath in. Walk your hands over to that right side. Bring those shoulders up above the hips. And then guide your way up before you move, okay? You can reset your feet. We're going to take one more breath here. No need to stay where your feet land, okay? All right, we're heading into a warrior one. I'm going to bring my hands into a place of balance. I'm not going to twist at the knee. I'm going to do my best to plant that left foot down, bending into that right knee, turning the shoulders towards those front corners of the mat, remembering that sensation. Strengthen that right side, lengthen the left. Finding a variation for those arms that works for me. And let's look for some breaths. Where do you feel long? And if things ever have pain, we back away from it. All right? All right. From here, what I'm going to have you do is take that left foot and step it forward next to your right. Good. All right, let's reorient ourselves all the way back towards the middle of the mat. We're going to head for one more of those wide-angled forward folds. So go ahead and turn those beautiful toes in. Bring those hands onto those hips. Roll those shoulders down and back. Take a big breath up. Hold that belly button to spine, and we're going to fold at that hip hinge. Now, however far you fold here is good for me. You might experiment with having a block or a chair, the couch in front of you so you can slowly guide your way down. You can place a soft bend in your knee. The idea here is not to tax the back. If you feel comfortable strengthening that back more, you might try bringing those hands further from the body. But again, the intention here is to connect to your breath and body, not achieve some special shape. Let's take two more here. And then I want you to sense how flat, how strong your back is. And if you wouldn't mind, just like I asked you to bring the strength of the legs in, bring the strength of the belly in. And I want you to feel that right here. See if you can store that away. And then we'll slowly come back up. And we're going to find that in our forward facing pose, okay? Our forward to the front of the mat. So very common to do something we call a forward fold and an upward lift with feet about shoulder or hip distance apart. Not the outside edge of your hips, but the inside edge of your hips, okay? If that feels a little too close, take the space you need. All right, so what we're gonna do is start rolling down, and then we're going to do some forward folds and upward lifts, and then we'll come back through standing. So we're going to draw that chin into the chest, bring the shoulders back just for a breath. And then slowly carry that body down. This is a nice thing to do if you are jam-packed and only have 60 seconds between activities. It is a reset of the body, kind of sends a message to your central nervous system, your body, that one thing has ended and another is about to begin. Now, if your hands don't touch the floor when you fold, I'm okay with that. You can bring them up onto your thighs. You do not have to fold anywhere special. You just want to feel like you're retreating down. All right, here we're going to try those upward lifts. So we're going to try to straighten the back, the legs, and we'll fold again. Inhale, straighten your back, the legs. Exhale, fold. Now remember that sensation when we were in our forward fold with the legs really wide? We're going to try to recreate that. So flatten the back. Those were my legs flattening. Flatten your legs and build in the strength. You got it? All right, go ahead and release. So one more time. We'll see if I can follow my own cueing here. Flatten the back. Flatten the legs. Straighten the legs, I suppose I should say. And we release. Let's roll right back up to standing. Carefully moving the body. Noting where it still feels tight, where it feels good, where there's some new awareness. All right, if you're willing, go ahead and take those hands really big. Take a breath in. Open the eyes big. Let the eyes get wide. And then exhale, pull the hands in together. Thank you for being willing to move your body, to try new things, and to be curious. May you take these sensations and remember them as they come to mind in your days ahead. And it is my hope that you find more peace, more ease with your heart and body as you explore yoga. And maybe, just maybe, we'll get to meet in class. Have a great day.